David back with Awesome Autographs and More, episode number 191. It's been a crazy week. I have a huge load of TTMs here. I'll move the camera just to show you on the ground there. I think there's 15 returns here. There's a couple that are return to senders. I can't remember if there's anything in there that was a failure other than the few return to senders. There's a private signing buried in there and a bunch of TTMs. There are a number of points for Team Cleveland in the Battle of the Teams. I honestly don't remember at this point how many, so I will have to sum it up at the end of the video. But let's get started. Some of these I threw away my cheat sheet card, or the envelope and the card that I use when I pull these together, so we're going to have to be a little bit light on information. But first up, we have this nice Cleveland card signed by Dale Unser. Looks like it's signed in a very, very fine, either blue marker pen or blue ink pen. I'm not sure which. But good to get the point for Team Cleveland. Next up is another one. Point for Team Cleveland. This is former Major League Baseball player Ryan Garko. I think that's how you say it anyways. I got a couple of Cleveland cards from him. And we'll show these real quickly. I'm going to try and go through this as fast as I can, but I think it's still going to last a bit. Okay, next up is a 4 of 4 success in 28 days. And a point for Team Cleveland from former Major League Baseball player, Mr. Jeff Kaiser. There's our 89 tops, I believe, with Cleveland. 1990 tops, 1991 tops, and I don't know if that's 91 or 92. Upper Deck. Not Upper Deck, sorry, Stadium Club. It's 92 with the Detroit Tigers. So I got 2 of his 5 teams here with Cleveland and Detroit. He also started his career with a season with Oakland, and then ended with either all or part of a season with Cincinnati and the New York Mets. Mr. Jeff Kaiser. Okay, running out of space here. Next up is a 4 of 4 success and another Cleveland point. This is a 4 of 4 success in 23 days. Can't see either, but I guess we know that by now. But we have point for Team Cleveland with Mr. Jim Perry, inscribed with his 1970 Cy Young. And then with the Twins, also the 1970 Cy Young. Card with Detroit. And another with the Cleveland Indians. Is that first one Cleveland? I'm not sure. Yep, it is. 62, I think. And this is a reprint. I think it's like 2009 or something like that. Mr. Jim Perry. He also sent me a note saying thank you for the contribution. Okay, next up we have a return to sender. This would have been a point for Team Cleveland and a new card for my 1990 Leaf set, but I have not had a lot of luck with Mr. Bud Black. I've had a couple of different addresses for him over the years. I've sent at least 2 or 3 times, and they all come back return to sender. So I am at the point now where I'm assuming he's just not signing. If anybody knows of an address that's good, I'm open to suggestions. Okay, this is a failure. I thought there might have been one failure in there. Mr. Niklas Backstrom. I sent 4 cards and got a note back, said, sorry, wrong Niklas Backstrom. So, if you're sending Mr. Backstrom in care of the Columbus Blue Jackets, it is not this Niklas Backstrom. And that takes care of that. Next up is a 3 of 3 success. Former Major League Baseball player. Came back in 34 days. From Mr. Ted Power. And we do have an Indians card here, so it is a point for Team Cleveland. We have Cincinnati Reds, the Kansas City Royals, and the Cleveland Indians on 1993 Leaf set, which would probably be my second favorite set after the 90 Leaf. Okay, next up, we have a 4 of 4 success in 70 days. And this is former NFL tight end. Played for both Pittsburgh and Houston. Oh, excuse me. Mr. Mark Bruener. Let's see where I can put these little things here. We have a 95 action-packed. Signature rookies. That multiple image there is kind of cool. 95 Skybox. And a 90-something absolute. Might be a 96, I'm not sure. Okay, next up is another 4 of 4 success. This was in 30 days. Former Major League Baseball player, Mr. Dave LaRoche. Wait a minute. One thing I've got to do here is put the Cleveland cards on front, so when I add them up, I know what I've got. From Mr. Dave LaRoche, again, Angels, Cubs, Indians, point for Team Cleveland, and another card here with the Yankees there. Not sure who. Oh, let's see. The then pitcher is with the Angels. The now pitcher is with the Yankees. I'm guessing this is kind of a then and now. Yep, 1970, 1983. That was 1983's version of a then and now card. Mr. Dave LaRoche. Whoops. And we will put Cleveland in the front. That's actually a nice design card. I like that. Next up is a private signing. Now this has a story to it. I don't know how many of you are aware of the old JP Sports and something. I forget the full name of the organization. They did a lot of shows around the New York City area. They recently sold their shows. I want to say they did it at the end of last year, I believe. Sold their shows to an organization called Lucky's. I believe Lucky's has been in the Boston area. Maybe those of you guys that are in the Boston area know who they are. I'm broadcasting this, so I'm trying to be cautious with my words. But I don't know anything other than the word idiots to apply to them at this point. I sent in cards for 4 different players who was at their January show, okay? I paid their shipping charge, so I did not include self-addressed stamped envelopes. They got the cards for 3 of the 4 players signed. I sent 1 card in for Rick Monday, and it got missed, so they're in the process of working on getting that signed. I get that. Accidents happen. That doesn't bother me at all. The other 3 players got mailed out to me, according to them, and they were apparently tracking it, although this one I'm not sure how, because this is the envelope that showed up in my mailbox. And the only reason I got it is because I had a return address label on there identifying it as mine. So what I did was I took these envelopes, they're small brown envelopes, and put each individual player's cards inside the envelope for protection. They also have a saver. This one envelope, apparently somebody put the Mickey Tettleton cards in, which weren't, you know, they're more than some price-wise, and there's 4 cards there. But some idiot took this envelope and put it in the mail. Now, Ware, I mean, maybe it's me. I don't know. But come on, common sense. Not to mention that my package had a letter in it explaining exactly what I did. I do this anytime I send into a show because they all kind of have their own way of doing things, which I get. They all kind of like things to come in differently. And a lot of them don't really put a lot of instruction on their websites or with their postings or whatever. So I have a routine where I lay everything out. Every submission gets a cover letter included that tells them exactly what I'm including, exactly what I expect, exactly how I'm packaging it. And if there's a return envelope, I will go through that. But neither here nor there. So there were 4 of these envelopes, one for Mickey Tettleton, one for Jim Lomberg, one for, I think it was Ruben Sierra, and one for Rick Monday. I recently just got a notice through the post office that the other 2, Ruben Sierra and Jim Lomberg got returned to sender. Now, I will admit there was an address mix-up. It was their system that screwed up, because what happened was I placed the order, had to go into their system and update my address because I had moved, completed the order. The system processed the order. When it sent back the confirmation to me, it had overridden my new address with the old address. So in my letter, I explained that. In addition, on the receipt, I guess, or confirmation form that you include with the submissions, I hand wrote, note error, please send to the new address. Your system overrode it. they sent it out to the old address anyways. So that, I think the other, I don't know how the other two got into an envelope and mailed, more likely than not properly, just with the wrong address. And somebody bothered to go to the effort of just dumping this envelope in the mail. I'm glad I got it. So here are my Mickey Tettleton cards. That definitely just went on way too long, so sorry about that. I have an 87 tops, 88 or 89, 88. I was going to guess that, but wasn't sure. And then got two 1990 Leaf cards signed by him as well. So that is my story. I still have not gotten the other two cards. I just got the notice that they were returned to the sender, so hopefully they get them out properly at some point in time, because I had quite a few, actually. I somehow accumulated a ton of Jim Lomberg cards, and I just wanted them all signed because of the Boston connection. So next up, 4 for 4, 9-day return from Billy Koch. I think it's Koch or Koch. I'm not sure how he pronounces it. Coming from Atlanta with Koch Enterprises here. And I don't mean Coke as in C-O-K-E, the drink. I'm talking about K-O-C-H, as in the Koch brothers. But we have a couple of Toronto Blue Jay cards here and a couple of White Sox cards. Filming this as the sun is setting outside, so my lighting is kind of getting screwed up a bit. But anyways, that's Billy Koch, 4 for 4 in 9 days. This is definitely going longer than I planned, but we're almost there, guys. So hang in there. Almost there. Okay, this is a 2 for 2 success, also in 9 days. These returns were actually mailed out on April 1st and came in on the 10th, which was 2 days ago, I think, from Mr. Jack McKeon. Mr. McKeon nicely signed as tops. And my autograph card. Mr. Jack McKeon. I think I've got too many scans out. So there. Okay, another return to sender. This one I kind of had a feeling was coming back anyways, but it's interesting to see the envelope, and I'll show it to you. They went to a lot of trouble. I don't know how well you can see this on the screen, but they went to a lot of trouble to zigzag out the name, cross off the name, white tape over the name, and do return to sender. So I think there's a message there. And I think the answer is that Mr. Joe Carter is just not signing. I knew he hadn't been signing for a while, but I figured with Team Cleveland and the whole thing, I'd give it a shot. But no dice. So that's it for Mr. Carter for now. Okay, next up, we move into today's returns. So I will be current when we're done here. I have a 2 for 2 success in 61 days. Former NHL player, Mr. Andy Brickley. This signature actually looks better on the camera than in person. It is a little bit streaky. Not horrible, but if you look up close, it's there. And then we have an autographed card, which is signed perfectly, from Mr. Andy Brickley. Last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, is former NFL player, Mr. Andre Ware, with a 4 of 4 success in 64 days. Mr. Ware played for the Detroit Lions for 4 seasons. And here we have 4 nice cards signed by him. I'm not sure that he really did a great job of paying attention to the placement. That one especially could very easily have been signed right here, and it would have shown up. Same thing here if he went down just a little bit lower. But grateful to have them. This one came out gorgeous. Actually, those two both came out excellent. That is Mr. Andre Ware. And that is it for today. Sorry, we've gone well over what I normally consider my allotment for videos, but wanted to get this stuff caught up, get all of the points accumulated for Chase. So we have Unser 1, Ryan Garko 2, Jeff Kaiser 3, Jim Perry 4. I don't remember who this was. And I can't read it either. Oh, Ted Power, 0.5. And we have Dave LaRoche, 0.6. And that is all. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate your taking the time to check out the video. Please hit the like button over here. That helps the channel out a great deal. And if you're not subscribed, please do so over here. And ring the bell, and that'll notify you when future videos come out, which we tend to have a couple a week. I don't normally go this long. I would have done one in the middle of the week, but I was busy working on my tax return, which is always a headache for me. You think when you retire, those would get easier, but they don't. But anyways, thanks again. Thank you to all the athletes for signing. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.